Okay, hey, welcome everybody to the next Super Stock After Hours live chat Tuesday night. Derek, let's rock. Okay. Hey, any Ozzy Osbourne fans here? Any Ozzy Osbourne fans here? Because this is today was like that song, Crazy Train, Ozzy Osbourne. A lot of crazy action in the market. So we're going to be talking about a bunch of stocks. I'm actually going to start off with a non-client. This is Tesla. Somebody was asking yesterday about what I thought about Tesla. I said that the chart looks amazing. I think this thing could go to $1,000. And sure enough, it was up $30 today. And again, I hate the cars. I think it's complete crap. But this we got a nice breakout here, and you can't argue with the chart. The charts don't lie. This easily could go crazy. So again, that would be an amazing move. But Elon Musk is not a client. He's not a Wall Street Reporter client, not yet anyway. Although I don't think he needs the help. So let's talk about some companies where you can actually make money on a percentage basis. I think even better than Tesla. I'm going to start off on Icanic Brands here. We were talking about the stock yesterday. Nice breakout today. It happened. So here we go. Here's the break. Broken out above 55 cents. This, what I love about this chart right here, this is like a nice solid uptrend, nice breakouts, very, nice calm action, long-term uptrend. Let's see if I can get this onto a 52-week. Can I do? No. Wait, let me go back to Icann again. I'm going to do an Icann 3-year chart. Yeah, look at this. Okay, so here's a 3-year chart, or actually this goes back to, late 2018. So look, here's what I love. This stock was at $1.2. I'm always a believer that a stock could always go back to where it was in the past. We have this kind of head and shoulders bottom formation here, I believe. And it's going to pivot off this point over here. And I think we have an easy path to, $1.50, $2 higher after that. So that's Icann. I think it's a nice looking company. They have pretty solid fundamentals. You like Ozzy Osbourne? He's your cousin. All right. That's a good one. So, we got Icann, and I think we're gonna have the CEO back on our live stream next week. I believe Tuesday he's gonna be back. What else? You want to talk about VSBY? So that is a company we had on today. Let's take a look at that chart. That was a little bit nuts. Okay, so wow, look at this. So if you recall, yesterday I was saying that we were breaking out right over here, and it would probably clear 20 cents. I think I may have mentioned that. And if it would go beyond here, it's a nice clear path. It could, this could really move. And sure enough, today this thing was up. How much was this thing up? It was up 38%. The stock was up 38%. That's a pretty decent move. I don't know if any of you saw the live stream today. That kind of was a little nuts. It kind of went off a little bit off the rails. Because I think the CEO wanted to talk about something. He sent me some points. They wanted to go over, I think, the security stuff they were doing in Mexico, and I kind of got distracted with something. I think just whatever was happening. But so we start talking about the data stuff first. But here's the interesting thing. It's amazing. Finally, the guy actually mentioned that the company is, their market, their potential is to make like $5,000 per location. He was mentioning, I think CVS was the example. With that, the data, the whole marketing thing that they're doing in retail locations with their AI, big data, the whole analytics stuff. And you mentioned, if you talk $5,000 per store per month, $5,000 per store per month. They have 10,000 stores, I think he said, CVS. Plus, you have hundreds of thousands of other large locations like that. Walgreens, Kroger, whatever supermarkets that are 10,000 square feet, 8,000 square feet, pharmacies, etc., retail like that. So you can kind of do the math. If the company can make, even if they do 5 million, 10 million, they just do a small piece of the market, 10 million a month. That becomes a serious business because it's all, it's a SaaS business. It's pure margins. I don't know why we haven't talked about that point. He never really kind of explained it so well. So now that we're getting into it, I think maybe this stock has some legs here. VSBGF is that's the US symbol. I think that's what the Jay was saying. I mean, he said that was their. That's the market potential. They're getting CVS, and that's the number of stores. And I don't know if they're going to get 10,000. Who knows? But that's the you got to start somewhere, right? So that's an interesting thing. So Sensormatic, that gets him in the door. I mean, that's that's key. I mean, Sensormatic is in all retail, right? That's like the blue chip brand, the gold standard. And I think, I'm surprised the guy never talked about this before. It's like we got all this great stuff came out today, and today's interview just was like really completely disjointed. It was a lot of it was my fault. I was just like I got thrown for a loop with a couple of things, but we covered some interesting areas. So the stuff that they could do with casinos, the analytics, the kind of that security aspect where they could monitor what's happening there in terms of who the players are, what kind of gaming action they're doing. That's very, very valuable data. Not even just security, not even to make sure that somebody's not stealing chips or whatever, but to see that these people what their gambling habits are, and how they could upsell them, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. That is big money in that business. So these guys are they're doing they're doing, those guys are doing well. So that is VSBY. Let's talk about Peak. And we'll get into fans. I'm sure everybody wants to know about fans. Talk about crazy train. Okay, so let's talk about Peak. Peak had a very interesting day today. Wow. Okay, here's the breakout. This is the breakout that we were talking about, that we were expecting, and here it is. Boom. You can see broke out of this pennant. A couple of days ago, that it had kind of like a bit of a fake out. The market wasn't sure, came back, and today clear past above 80. This is the Canadian chart. Decent volume, 2 million shares and change, plus the US side. And the stock, I think there was a little bit of profit taking towards the day, which doesn't surprise me. But it did close. It closed well above the open, which is important. So I think, look, we've been talking about Peak. Peak is on fire. I mean, I showed you guys the weekly chart. Everything looks good to me. I think this is a $34 stock once it gets rolling. They're gonna have financials. Yeah, they're gonna have financials. Breakout city population. What? I'm not sure if I understand your question or the comment. I don't know. Explain it. So we got we got we got some activity happening here with Peak. Peak is looking really solid. Great looking chart. And let's go into our next stock is going to be LGIQ. Okay, Logic. Nice day today. I mean, this chart is like a real tease here. I mean, it looks. Look at this thing right here. It could have if this closed above $8, we would have had another major buy signal, like a nice solid close about maybe 8.25. I mean, this thing could really break out any day. We've been kind of faked out the last few days, but it feels. I mean, this thing really feels like it really wants to move. I mean, this Logic chart feels like it wants to go higher. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. Wow, look at this. So look where the stock was. I mean, I think there was like a reverse split or something. So what do we got here? So this stock was a lot harder before. I think it could break out, go back to 18, $20. We got Zacks. Zacks came out with a report, and we talked about this before. They got a $20 valuation on Logic, which seems good to me. What else we got? We got Logic, and we got to cover our big stock here. This is kind of our flagship stock is really CloudMD right now, although it's been it's been a little quiet. It's kind of digesting, letting we kind of got to shake some people out. It's definitely done that. I mean, I think this thing's making people nervous. The chart right here, I'll be honest with you, it looks a little bit shaky here. I think it's gonna kind of push everybody right to that limit. I mean, this thing is gonna push all the buttons, shake everybody out right around here. It might even go back, test that low, 2.25 Canadian. And then, I mean, the real base for the stock, this kind of foundation here, is $2. If the stock goes to $2, and actually, you know what? I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good for Cloud to go to $2, build a base there, like a nice solid base over a couple of weeks, and then it could just fly because it really kind of needs to consolidate the move. It had a big move from was it 42 cents to 3 and change in 1, 2, 3 months. I mean, that's a big move. So it's got to shake a lot of people out. So from 40 cents to $3.50, $3 Fibonacci. So $3. Yeah, so $2 really, I was saying before 2.25. So $2 is like that kind of key support for Cloud is $2. That's the real key support. We were saying 250. That was kind of the first one. Now it's $2. If it tests $2, I would not be worried if Cloud. Yep, we're looking at CloudMD. If Cloud shakes people out, no problem. I think that if it goes to $2, it's going to be very bullish, because that's going to give the stock like a nice foundation for the next big move. I think. There is there's definitely guys been shorting it. The vaccine, this stuff is complete. I mean, this doesn't make any sense. I mean, because this company has really zero exposure to COVID, non-COVID, whatever. It doesn't make a difference. By the way, guys, if you're not on the Telegram channel, definitely join. Go to Telegram app. Wall Street Reporter is the channel. We're also on Discord. We got Discord going on. And of course, wallstreetreporter.com. I think Cloud is, it's been shaking people out. I was saying that I was expecting it to reverse right over here last week. It didn't happen. That's the market doesn't do what what you want it to. That's the whole idea. This is just a part of the fun. Part of the fun. All right. How about shall we pull up? Shall we pull up Fans Unite? This is the craziest chart of the last couple of months, I gotta say. So let's look at this for some perspective here. Any fans in the house? You got any fans people here? Hemi's in the house. Hemi, this is Mr. Fans Unite. Mr. Fans Unite, TFSA legend. Hemi, are you still in the stock? That's the question. Big run. I think you're in at 20 cents, so you're up 5x. Hemi is up 5x in 1 week. 2 weeks? 2 weeks, I think. So Hemi is up 5x in 2 weeks. Is he in the stock? That is the question. That's what we want to know. VSBY, yeah, definitely big potential. How does they get money out of China? Ask tomorrow. Ask not tomorrow. Yeah, I think they're doing the thing tomorrow, or definitely ask next week. Let's see here. Yeah, so they're gonna have Peak is gonna have the financials. JJ is gonna be on next week. That's the live stream next week for Peak. Hemi, what are you saying? You're saying the U.S. You're talking about the fan. Actually, all the U.S. market is going to be closed Thursday and Friday, right? So you got Thanksgiving. So basically, that'll be interesting. What happens with the Canadian shares? Because it's going to be kind of a vacuum. It's going to be just you guys are going to have the monopoly on this thing. Peak, yeah, very solid volume. Very solid volume. Peak earnings 4:30 tomorrow. Okay. Excuse me, 4:30 Thursday. Yep. So they're yeah. Ask them on the thing. Fans. Let's see. What do we have? We got fans here. All in on fans. I hope you got some money saved. You got some money put aside, because we're gonna have some really interesting stocks coming up in the next few weeks. Believe me, you want to have some cash liquid standing by. You're going to need some cash, because we're going to have some monster stocks coming up. You got fans at 20 cents. Are you still in fans? That's the question. Fans at 40. Not a fan at 78 cents. Okay. Okay, so we got a lot of people. Yeah, we got a lot of people who own fans early. And yep. U.S. sides. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Okay, so let's go into the. Let's talk about fans. Here's what's going on. Here is now. Again. Going back to last week, I thought. I thought that we would build a base at 50 cents. It would kind of consolidate at 50 cents. I said that last week, and I was wrong. The stock just kept going. It just broke right past that 50-cent range, just like a freight train. And what happened today is, I believe, from what I'm told, is that there may have been it was a combination of a couple of crazy things. Because this was just a crazy parabolic move. The good news is we don't see any gaps. There's no unfilled gaps here. I mean, so that I like that. So it's just pretty solid. I believe what happened was we had a bunch of people yesterday. Maybe you had some market orders. You had some short covering market. There was some. I think it was some sort of mechanical things happening that triggered this crazy rally. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Actually, I'm going to look. Yeah, let's take a look at the daily chart first. Okay, so yeah, so in the morning, I mean, this thing just went straight up from 70 cents to $1 in the first half hour. So I'm thinking that, yeah, I don't know, maybe some of you guys, some people saw the live stream or something, and they got pumped up, whatever, and they just had open order market orders, and there may have been market maker shorts, and it was short covering. Then that kind of probably kind of died off, and then the stock kind of, I guess, sold off. You probably had some profit taking. Hey, I think anybody who's in the stock at 20 cents would be tempted to sell at $1. I mean, that's very tempting. If it runs up that much in a week, if you're selling at $1, I don't blame you. The problem is this. The problem is once you sell, once you lose your position in the stock, it's really hard to get back in psychologically, really hard. It's, again, going back to, I talked about that Jesse Livermore book. This is Reminiscences of a Stock Operator, where the guy talks about, it's real deep investor psychology. Anybody who hasn't read it, you got to read that book. It's a classic of trading and investing. And I think there's a story in the book where the guy says, hey, this old man tells Jesse Livermore that, why doesn't this guy trade? Doesn't he trade in that? He says, hey, I don't want to lose my position. I don't want to lose my position, because once you sell out of a stock, you sell out of your position, it's very hard to get back in. Because look, let's say you paid 20 cents for fans, you sell at $1, stock goes to 75 cents, or it goes to $1.50. Are you going to buy back at $1.50 or $2? I don't know. And again, I think fans is still in its very first stage. I mean, right now we're in the first inning. It's not even this. This is like really the first inning of fans here. So if you did sell, I don't blame you. It's always good to take a profit, but it is. This is not a. This is not. The story on fans is not over. We're getting started here. I do think we are going to probably consolidate here, a little bit. It's going to kind of bounce around in this maybe 75-cent dollar range. It's going to get a lot of people crazy. But let me show you what's interesting. Take a look what happened at the end of the day. Look at this. You got this dump, then you had this a lot. Look at this volume. A lot of volume came in. You have a little head and shoulders, a little reverse head and shoulders happening over here in that 60 to 70 cent range. So you had some, pretty serious buying at the end of the day, which is very, very, I think it's a very positive indication. So this stock wasn't like just a crazy liquidation, people just dumping. No, this is just a, you got something happening here. So here is the 10-day chart. So we started 20 cents, ran up to $1, 80 cents. Yeah, so basically right now the chart it's doing a normal, 33%, whatever Fibonacci retracement. So we're, it's just a crazy, usually these things kind of go slowly. Today was just like that, vertical, like an elevator, up and down. But here is the positive. Look at this. It had a solid bounce off 60 cents. So to me, that is a very positive indicator. Let me see what's happening if we do a 5-day. Yeah, I think, yeah, we get the little key reversal happening here. To me, this is bullish. I think if the stock tomorrow, we'll see what happens tomorrow. If the stock closes above 70 cents, I think it's going to be very bullish. I think the takeaway here on fans is it is just getting started. We are in the first inning. The great thing is this: fans today was the highest volume stock on the CSE. Okay, so it's getting a lot of eyes on it, and nobody, who would have thought of fans would be trading this kind of volume? Create 10 million shares just in Canada. The US is starting to go into it big time. Whoa, Calvin Ting. Calvin Ting, Lamborghini man, bought 25,000 shares. What price? What price did you pay? Because you've been averaging up. That's actually impressive. Usually people they don't. It's hard to average up. It's hard to if you get in at 20 cents, it's hard to pay 40 cents, 50 cents. That is very difficult. So people, I guess, anybody who's in the stock is up. So fans is consolidating. Yeah, I think it hasn't started. Or I should say it's very early stage of consolidation. I think we're going to see some crazy whipsaw activity in the next week or two. I mean, I think we're going to see some like insane kind of roller coaster activity. It's going to make a lot of people crazy. And then eventually it'll start moving up. But it should, again, I'm looking here. I think, 250. That was kind of my long. I mean, that's $253. I was saying that, some weeks back. I still Calvin 65 cents. Okay, 34 cents average now. Pretty good. Time in, not timing. Time in, not timing. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Yeah. So fans is you got to be patient with this thing. This is gonna test. This stock will test people's patience. I promise you, fans will test people's patience. Fans got pumped and dumped. The volume was way up in the AM plateau. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, it got. I mean, there's not in the manipulation sense, but it got. I think it triggered stop. Stop orders. There was definitely some short covering stuff like that just got tripped up. I listen. I mean, I think what happened, like for example, if you look at that VSBY, that chart. I mean, that was a crazy move today, and I saw some comments on the live stream where people are saying, "Oh, because it's on the stock, just because I'm buying the stock. I know it's on the live stream. I'm buying it. I don't even care what they do." I mean, anybody who's watching this, you guys don't just buy a stock because it's on our live streams. Yes, we have a really good track record of bring you stocks that move up. But you got to be careful. Do your research. Don't just put market orders in, overnight, and because this is the CSE. I mean, those they're gonna run up those shares. You're gonna get filled at the high. You gotta do this in a very methodical way. So I would say. Yeah, just be careful. You gotta do some research. Yes, esports gaming. Imagine being able to. Yeah, so this is the thing when they're gonna. Yeah, they got great fundamentals working here. And here's the great thing. I mean, this stock is just being discovered. So what was the point I was making? Is that right now, all of a sudden, fans has a lot of eyeballs on it now. So we're gonna get a new wave of potential buyers, people putting this on their radar. And what does that mean? That means that once the shares consolidate, let's say it goes to 60 cents, I would love for the stock to go to 60 cents, kind of build a base there, and then start moving back up. $1 was way too fast for this thing. Like in one day, that's just too much in one day. I don't like these crazy parabolic moves. This is just because this is that's not sustainable. You got to see like a nice kind of path. So yeah. If it goes to 60 cents, we'll base there. Maybe it might be there a week or so, 2 weeks, and then over the next couple of months, it's going to move. I know everybody wants to make 10x overnight. I know that everybody is expecting that. That's not how it really works. These things do take time. I did say 10 months is the average gestation period to get 10x return. You gotta be patient. Some of these things might pop, but you got to $2. Yeah, end of year. You think so? I think it might take a little longer. I think we might be February, because I think what happened today, like this crazy move up, I think it kind of creates some damage in the chart technically. So it's going to set the thing back a little bit. So it's going to take probably another month longer. I would say you just have to be patient because we're in the first inning. And if the stock drops, if it goes to 50 cents, you might want to think about getting in there. Anybody who's not in the stock yet. Panda, you did a substantial amount of research on cloud, and you can see the Teladoc price in the future. Teladoc, what is it? Teladoc is a couple $100 now, isn't it? What's Teladoc doing? Yeah, $200. Teladoc is $200. Yeah, look at this. Teladoc has been kind of struggling. I think this last month has not been a good month for the sector. I mean, this thing could have broken out in that 220 range, but it got whacked, I think with the COVID, a couple other things. But again, long term, it's like Apple. It's like Apple stock. You gotta look at the big picture, not the the short term. The COVID vaccine, nothing that has nothing to do with this company or their business long term. It'll be, I think cloud is probably, in my opinion, I think it could be bought out. I don't know. Let's say it goes to $15, maybe. Who knows? Got back holder or fans $1. Todd, can you explain? I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, bag holder, got bag hold. Who's the bag hold? Did you buy it $1.07? Somebody did buy $1.07. But hey, if you're patient, I believe you're going to see your money back. This is not it's not a pump and dump. This is this is a longer term play. The Livongo Doc merger, what's funny? These mergers, a lot of times when you have like a major transaction like that, it kind of could take away the momentum. Like if you have a big thing like that, it could definitely do that. VSBY looks pretty good. VSBY looks pretty good. We'll see what happens. You got fans at 50 cents. Okay, that's a good entry price. So it's kind of like on the way up. You avoided the aggravation of holding it at the bottom here. Let's see here. What else we got? Check out fans. I would say go to the fans page. LGIQ. The stock Kevin, I gotta say the stock is struggling here. I think it's looking for a little bit of direct. I mean, it wants to go up, but it's going to need a little help. I think we'll see what happens next week. But once it moves, I mean, we could see some monster moves. I mean, again, Zacks has a $20 valuation on it, and they're usually conservative. I don't see any reason why this stock can't be $40. So based on the comparisons to the peer group. This is Kevin. That's kind of the press release that the Canadian regulators make you put out if you have like crazy volume, if you have some crazy stock price move. They call you up and say, hey, is there any reason why your stock is up or down? By 50%. Is there anything going on? And so the company, either they say there is a reason or there isn't. A lot of times, most times there is no reason. It's just crazy market, crazy investors, just putting in market orders, short sellers covering. Is it good? I think so. I mean, that's what got me interested in. I think there's going to be money coming in. There is definitely the U.S. I mean, look at this U.S. chart. Let's take a look at the U.S. chart for fans, because it's really going crazy. Look at this volume. This is no joke. 5 million. This is record volume today. 5 million plus shares. 5 million shares in the U.S. It's a lot of shares. You got plus the Canadian. Look at this, the U.S. same thing. So we got a lot of activity at the end of the last hour. The last hour, a lot of buying. We got a lot of people, a lot of bargain hunters coming in, getting the DraftKings at 52 cents. I don't know. That's a little bit, that's again, it's a little optimistic. So it is a little bit optimistic, but a couple bucks, nobody's going to complain. Where's Hammy? Is Hammy still own fans? Where is he? I saw him here. Where'd they go? Oh, the U.S. market is open for. It's till 1 o'clock. Right. But yeah, nobody who's going to be there. There's going to be. You might have very, very volatile trading. It's going to be very thin. So that'll be that. Look at this, Hammy. Where do you still have? You still got your fans? Hang on a second, Hammy. Can you get on the live stream? I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to send you a link if you can get in. Just let me know if you can get in. Hang on a second. If you can get in, 1 second. Let's see here. I want to see what this guy is doing today. Stand by, everybody. Stand by. We're going to see if we can get a special guest, special Order of Canada, future Order of Canada winner onto this live stream. Okay, Hemi, check your email. I sent you the link. If you can get in, we'll see what happens. On the phone, wow, it's high tech. This guy's good. I think we've had people try to get used on the phone. Let's see if that works. Oh, Order of Canada winner. Hang on. Hammy, you there?
Man. Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
All right, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm okay. What's going on? Are the big question is, are you still in fans after this monster run?
Yeah, of course. I bought more on the dip.
Huh?
Yeah, of course. I bought more on the dip.
You bought more on the dip today?
Yeah.
Really?
That's 66.
I mean, that's like you have to get in to buy, because you were in at 20 cents, right? Somewhere in the 20-cent range.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
20-cent range, and then you bought where at that 60 something cents?
Yeah, about 66.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That's impressive. Were you? Oh, so you were the buyer at the close then? Is that you? That was your activity?
Yeah, a little bit.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. So what's going on with fans? Have you talked to the company? You talked to, was it Darius a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah. Well, I talked to him over the weekend. So.
I hope they didn't give you. There's no non-material information. There's no.
No. I mean, they're just doing what they're doing. I mean, they got their financials coming out probably on Monday. Okay. So. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, they got lots going on. Like they had their webinar today, so that gave a lot of info. They got lots of cash and no debt, and they're progressing in the U.S. So I'm not worried about it. I love fans.
I didn't even know they had a webinar today. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, there's a webinar. It should be up tomorrow.
Nobody tells me anything. I'm the last to
know. Go to their Twitter, and they kind of tweeted out the highlights.
Okay. So and they covered like all the games, the fundamentals, the upcoming games, and all that stuff.
Yeah. So they're like accelerated 12 months just with their GameCo partnership into the US.
Okay. Let me ask you, what's in your opinion? What do you think was the reason that we had this crazy run in the stock today?
I mean, there's just the volume. I just think the FOMO, and who knows, right? Like. It's hard to say. I mean, they're doing a lot. I mean, it's like the product they're offering scales like crazy, right? So.
Okay. I
don't know. Like it. I mean, like you said, like if you took profit at $1, good for you. That's that's probably smart. But I was pretty much. Yeah, I mean, I was in at 20, so I was busy all morning while this thing was running, so I didn't have a chance to do anything.
The stock was plummeting while the webinar was going. What is it? buy the rumor, sell the news.
Yeah.
It's
well,
funny.
the IROC thing didn't help because I mean, then the shorts see that and then they just kind of take advantage, right? So.
With the announcement that the company doesn't know about why the stock is volume. I think that does make people a little bit. But I think people know. I think most investors now.
Yeah, but okay. So from my side, like if I see a notice like that, then it's like, okay, this stock's probably going to go down. So like people know that, and they're probably going to sell, which is going to trigger more people to sell, and then it just kind of like tumbles until it finds its space. So that's kind of how I see it, right? Like you saw it with very meat too.
You think Yaz is saying it's being shorted by brokers to get a financing. That's interesting. These sneaky Canadian bankers, they'll short a stock so they can get the financing done cheaper. Interesting. I'm not aware of anything, but this would not be a bad time to do a finance. I mean, look, if this thing is trading volume, it's moving up. I mean, this is the time where they're able to get investors in. So I wouldn't blame them. But I think that'll be bullish if they could raise a couple $1,000,000 right here.
For sure, I don't mind. Like long term, that's great, right? So.
Yeah, and if they could. Here's the look. It's not about dilution. It's about what are you going to do with that cash? Can you get an ROI on that cash? Can you make acquisitions with it? Can you develop games, whatever it is, so that you're going to turn that couple million into 100 million or 200 million in market value. So let's see here. What else? So what are the stocks? What are the? Are you in? What do you call it? Are you you're in DOC still?
Yeah, I'm in DOC.
DOC. Okay, we got DOC. What else?
I'm not in my long position with DOC, but I'm in Peak. Big into Peak.
Okay. So
that's
Peak
probably my biggest.
Is it really? So Peak is Peak is looking good. I mean, it had a nice breakout. It's not going like crazy. It's not doing this crazy parabolic thing. I think at one point, at some point, all these stocks will make that move. It's we want to kind of avoid, but it does happen. Like at some point, everybody just goes crazy.
Yeah, and revenues could pull that, but I mean it's going to be a weird trading couple days because the U.S. is only open for half a day on Friday, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I think it could be. We might see some crazy things happening because maybe I don't know if you could have short covering or who knows what's going to be. Maybe I don't know. What do you think? What's your prediction on fans for the next 7 days?
I don't know. Like who knows? I think it'll probably just kind of trade around this area, like you said. But who knows? Like it's all about the volume. If the volume can keep going, it'll probably just keep driving up. But I don't know. It's hard to say. If it's a financing, it'll probably stay around this area.
Yeah.
But it depends on their revenues too. Like this will be their first full quarterlies, and then with Ascot involved. So since the merger, so it'll only be 6 weeks of the merger. But I mean, they were talking about like the revenues looking pretty good. So.
Okay. So maybe that
could help it.
Yeah, that could be a positive thing for the stock. See, I think if they have some decent news, I mean, like the tempo of the news has been kind of, they've been getting, you kind of look at it's been more and more they're getting, some pretty solid news releases coming out. I mean, they're not doing a press release every day. They're not like churning them out. But when they show up like every 2 weeks or so, they're solid. So which is, it's good. So I'm kind of, they are very.
No, I'm not too worried about it. If it dips, I'd probably buy more. So fans long term is going to be really good.
What's your prediction on fans long term?
Well, I don't see why when they get their UK license, I don't see why they wouldn't be in the $2 or $3 range for sure.
Okay. So the UK license, you think that's going to be the trigger? That's going to be the catalyst for a couple bucks?
Well, I mean, by that time, I think they're going to be doing like a ton of stuff, and then that's kind of like your gold standard in gaming licenses, right? So, I mean, that's a pretty big deal because that opens the door for a lot of things.
The UK, what's the kind of the timeline? What's the timeline on the UK? What's their?
I believe you said.
Did they mention it? Did they mention it on the live on the thing today?
I missed that part of it. I think it's in the first quarter sometime, I believe.
Okay.
By probably like February, March, maybe.
Okay. So that'll be a positive. Okay. So we got a couple of catalysts in place for this. What other stocks? What else is going? What else are you into Icann or no?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Icann's.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You were asking all the questions.
It's my top pick this week. That would have been my top pick this week, other than Peak, but
yeah,
I think that one's ready to go.
Icann though Icann is moving at a very kind of nice, deliberate pace. It's not going crazy yet. It's just going very like nice, nice uptrend.
I love Icann. Their revenues are going to be pretty nice, I think. And it's going to kind of pave the future for, just understanding what they can do with, multiple machines in a larger space.
So basically, what's the take is saying that? So oh, here we go. Okay, see, every time I recognize that people panic, all brokers commit as also commensurate. Yeah, so this is so long as they. Yeah. New type of yeah. So this is what else we got here? Icann.
Let's go. Icann's gonna go.
Drop to 55 cents for this is what is Sood? Are you talking about fans or which one are you talking about? Which stock? I think he's talking about fans, right?
Yeah, probably. Fans.
I think it's a little low. I think
I can see
60 cents. It could go low because usually these things kind of just push everybody to the limit.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Just push everybody to the limit, and then
I probably jumped the gun a little bit, but who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. It's let's see here. What else we got going on? We got so next week. What do we have next week? We got next week is gonna be we're gonna have Icann back on the live stream. I think on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
We're gonna have Icann. We're gonna have Peak is gonna be back. I think we're gonna have Logic. Cloud MD, I'm waiting for Cloud probably next week or the week after. We had a great live stream on Friday. Were you on the live stream on Friday? You missed
live
it.
Stream. Yeah. I saw. Yeah, I saw. I had to watch the replay, but yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. So, So we're now calling Cloud MD the Tesla of healthcare.
Oh yeah, I saw.
I'm off the record. I don't think they like because they're very conservative. They don't want to say that. I am saying that because it's kind of like they're basically they got the tech thing that's really driving the that's going to drive the store. I mean, healthcare is it's like a car. It's old fashioned. The tech is the thing that's
it's weird.
We need a nice uptrend from Cloud. Yeah, definitely. Great. Yeah. So, Hammy, if you missed it, we had some great information on it. And so we got Icann white label to the moon. Yeah. Okay. So the white label.
Honestly, Icann start after this revenue, it's it's going to kind of give everybody an idea what they can do moving forward, and I think it'll help drive the stock a little bit. Okay.
Let me ask you a question. What's your outlook for Icann? Did I ask that before?
Maybe. I think we're looking at into $1 by the end of the year, probably, and then from there, once they get the second machine going and into their new facility and some more news pushing out, then I think you could start and setting the stage to get going more. Probably kind of like a dot growth. Okay. When dot was kind of around 70 cents, kind of how that moved. It kind of went up to 96, kind of moved back, and then shot up to 120, and then kind of took off from there. I could see that kind of movement. Okay.
They've been quite a news. Yeah, we've actually had a bit of a news drought. I mean, they've been busy closing. They've been closing all the acquisitions they announced a couple months back. They've been consolidating not just the chart, but also the business. They've been trying to close up things. They close their deals. So, and then I guess once they digest this, it'll move. Logic, I don't know, I think maybe Thursday. Very important question here. Hemi, have you done your due diligence on Icann's products?
No, I haven't actually.
Enterprise deals for cloud. I think that would be a catalyst if they get some enterprise deals going.
Yeah, that's a huge catalyst. Yeah.
Plan B, market leader. Yeah. I think when I say I think they're gonna kind of keep that going. I mean, until they really get it. I think, but at some point, it's going to be such an exciting target for somebody. Let's see if Peak. Okay, so Peak. What's your? Do you have any forecast for the Peak earnings? What's your outlook for Peak?
Well, it'll be at least 11 million, and anything over that will be a bonus. But I don't know exactly.
11 million for the quarter.
Yes, for the quarter. So imagine that.
You're saying they're going to announce 11 million revenues for the quarter?
At least, yeah.
Okay. That's a big number.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if it's more than that, then see you later.
Wow. Listen, I frankly, even if they did 5 million, it's impressive. I mean, those are real numbers.
Yeah, it's projected at 11 by Zach, so I think it'll be more than that.
Yeah. No, so it's the Tesla telehealth. Yeah, I think they got nervous or something with I think it's a little bit aggressive. So yeah, okay. Listen, Hemi, I know you're busy at the office.
I gotta take off.
We'll catch up with you like maybe Sunday or sometime.
Yeah, Sunday's good. Yeah, let me know.
And by the way, we're gonna have a couple of new really interesting companies coming up next week. Probably we're gonna be launching. So stuff like in this 20-cent type range, in the sweet spot.
Nice. So we have perfect fans type. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, like in that sort of 20-50 cent range. Hot themes. All the good stuff. All the good stuff that we have. So I think we'll have some interesting things coming up. Hemi, I'll talk to you hopefully Sunday.
Sounds good. Okay, appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, so that's Hemi. All right. So what else? We got. We covered all the charts. What else? Buy him when it's least risky to own. That's my motto. I like to get in when there's minimal risk, when a stock has been de-risked. Cloud. I'm waiting for Cloud. Hang on. What is this here? Cloud. Yeah, I'm waiting for Cloud. I think it might be maybe late next week or the week after. Right? It's going to be soon. So that's it. Okay. Are we done here? I think that's it. Okay, guys. Thank you for joining the live stream. We'll catch up with you probably Sunday, maybe Sunday or Monday. We'll see what happens with the markets Friday. I'm going to be off for the next couple of days, and we'll catch up next week. And we're going to have some very exciting. We're going to have a couple of new companies to launch. So stay tuned. Some new 10-baggers.